Hey guys, it's Deborah. I'm talking quietly because my daughter just fell asleep, and she's near me. So anyway, I just wanted to address the whole um, question of, when the Lord returns, it'll be like the days of Noah and the days of Lot, where they'll be eating, drinking, marrying, building, planting. We see this verse here. It says Luke 17. It says, "And as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the days of the Son of Man. They did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage until the day that Noah entered the ark into the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all." So people, and as well as myself, thinking like, well, wait, we're not eating and drinking and marrying, given marriage. Um, I just talked to a woman who said she was supposed to go to Las Vegas to get married in May, and she just had to cancel it and things like that. So, basically, how does this fit? So, I feel like, and I don't know, but I think what I see is that the Lord is saying it's going to be like the days of Noah and Lot. It's not exactly the exact same, but it's like it. And in the way that, yes, everyone was eating, drinking, marrying, and giving in marriage and had no clue, no matter how many times people like Watchmen and other people said this is like the world is going to change, Lord's coming, the tribulation's going to start. No matter what, they just were oblivious. And they were all doing that until all of a sudden there was this announcement that everyone had to get in their house, and that they couldn't, these schools were closed and everything. So I would relate that to the rain starting. So everybody was eating, drinking, giving marriage until Noah went into the ark. So, if us coming inside, being like kind of shut inside, is similar to going into the ark, it would be similar to just before we were all put inside. Everyone was eating, drinking, giving marriage. No one was, upset and concerned. So it still is that way. It's just, remember, he was in there for 7 days. So we're not going to be inside probably for exactly 7 days. But I'm just trying to say it still fits that everyone was eating, drinking, and giving in marriage, and working and doing everything until the day he went into the ark. Then, and they were still doing that for 7 days until the rain started. So they actually didn't really stop until the rain started. This to me would be like the rain starting symbolically. Uh, people are starting to panic because the rain is starting to fall. So everyone was doing their own thing until all of a sudden judgment came. So it still fits because people are like, wait, the Son of Man's going to come and we have to be eating and drinking and doing all this stuff at that moment. No, it's not necessarily at that very moment, but it was up until it said until the day that Noah entered the ark and the flood came. So that still fits. Everyone was doing that until all of a sudden it's like, wait, no, life is different now. So I think that still fits. The other option is that things are going to calm down and things are going to go back, and this was just a test run or something, or a warning. But I would say that's the less likely option. But I just wanted to say that this still fits. Everybody was eating, drinking, just living normal life, and then the rain started, and this would be the rain starting. So if this indeed is us getting in the ark, then again, it doesn't have to be exactly the same amount of time, because it says also like in the days of Lot. Everybody was doing their own thing until, you know, uh, fireballs or hail or whatever came down on the city. So just before that, they were doing their own thing. And that would be like this situation, you know, that they were all doing their own thing. And then this just came on them, that all of a sudden it's like there's a pandemic. So am I saying for sure that this is us in the ark? I can't say for sure, but it could very well be. And that doesn't, take away from this verse. At first I was like, wait, if they have to be doing that at that very moment, it's not about the very moment. It's about what they were doing just before there was like, some sort of shock that made them think, wait, things aren't right, judgment is coming. And the shock for Lot was hailstones falling, or however the city was destroyed. And the shock for Noah, for the people then, was rain starting to fall. And again, it didn't immediately turn it into complete flood. It took time to build up, and people started realizing, wait, it's raining? What's going on? It's like this Noah said. And it took some time for them to realize. So they weren't eating and drinking when it started to rain, but it didn't immediately turn into a flood. Do you know what I mean? Like, it took some time, and that can still be exactly what we're seeing now. And I just wanted to bring up, what happened during Passover. In this verse, in the ninth plague, it was darkness. It said they saw not one another, neither rose any from his place for 3 days. They were in their house, but all the children of God, of Israel, had light in their dwellings. And I just wanted to bring that up as a comforting verse. It's very similar. They were shut into their homes. Something outside was like coming around to kill all the firstborn, and there was also darkness. And well, the ninth plague was the darkness, but this picture you see here was when the death angel came. Very similar, it was dark outside, but they had light inside, or people were dying outside, but they were safe. And I just want to say, like, it's also similar to the ark, just so many parallels. Just that if you, call upon the name of the Lord, you'll be saved. And not to say that, we're not in a fearful time. It's very, hard not to be afraid. But especially if you have children, I just want to say, like, if you're, of a prime age and you don't have kids, and, if there's a way for you to help, or, in any way, people with small children, show compassion, or the elderly or disabled. I mean, this is way harder for them. With small children, like being inside all day, it's just unbelievable. And it's going to be really hard. And, if you're just, of a capable age, and you're on your own or married or something, it's not great, but you can spend time reading, or, doing whatever you want in your home. But small children don't understand. It's extremely hard. So please be compassionate on them and understanding. I'm in that very situation. And so, yeah, just if you can show compassion, and also, if you can help in any way, or for the elderly or the disabled. So if there's neighbors or something. I'm really feeling for young children because they don't understand. They want to play, go outside. This is just cruel. And I pray it does not last long, that we get out of here, for the children, if anything, because this is really so awful for them to be inside like that and not see like other children. And anyway, so but this was meant to be somewhat encouraging, to just show you that there was light still inside their dwelling when there's darkness everywhere outside. Back to the days of Noah conversation, it's just to say that it is like that now, because think about it. Right now, if you talk to people, if you're, able to still see people, if you're working or whatever, if you talk to them about what the Bible says and all this stuff, they would start to be like, I hear you, I hear you. If you had told them this like a couple weeks ago, they would have been like, oh, I don't know, like, their same old responses, like, oh, I just believe we should, just believe what we want, or be good people, or I don't know if there's a God or whatever. Now people are really listening. And that is very similar to the days of Noah, because it would have been like when the rain started falling, if he could have been talking to them, they would have been like, we believe you now. And so, because it was like, they were, living life normal. And then when the rain started, that's when they started going, wait, could this guy be right? That's exactly what's happening right now. Nobody believed anything. Like 90% of the people didn't believe what, people like me are saying, or whatever, that the Lord's showing us that, his return is coming, and, the day of judgment and everything. And now, if I said that, people are like, I know what you mean. Like, literally, my dentist said, now, I went to my dentist, and because I had to go, and he was like, he's closing soon, but he said, You know, it's so funny. I remember what you were telling me. He brought it up. He's like, I remember what you were telling me when you were here last. Because the last time I saw him, I had been talking about biblical end time things. And, you know, he listened nicely, but nothing more. And then when I walked in this time, and it was during this whole thing going on, he was like, one of the first things he said is, you know, I've been remembering what you've been telling me about all this stuff. And it's funny how, yeah, now it's, you know, it's past that eating, drinking, married, and given marriage. That time is over. Now we're in the ark time, and the rain is falling. It is not fully the flood. That would be the rapture, like full out, you know, seals breaking, or however you want to believe, when the seals are open or not open, or basically the worst time the world has ever seen. The Jacob's trouble is supposed to be the worst time the world has ever seen. And the Bible says, pray you're accounted worthy to escape that which is coming upon the whole world. And it's the worst time it has ever seen. So whatever you want to believe, it's going to be worse than anyone has ever seen. My point is, that hasn't fully happened yet. What's happening is the rain is falling and people are stopping their marriage and eating and drinking, all this stuff. And like, that's when he said he's going to come, is when it's on the cusp of, it's completely a flood and over with. And, you know, Noah getting in the ark, that would be us, you know, just, you know, preparing to meet him. So I'm just saying that still applies. It's still real that people were doing that. And now, yes, they're stopping, but that did happen in Noah's day. When the rain started, they stopped, but they had just previously been doing that. They were doing that. They didn't have a care in the world. And now they're like, wait, what? So that means any moment we are going to see, you know, the Lord coming in the air, you know, look up because your redemption draws nigh. Or this could be not the timing, and this could have been a really end birth pain where literally the baby is crowning. Like, this would have to be one of the last birth pains. We're in third trimester. That's it. So it could be that, but again, I don't think that. But I just wanted to say that that verse still applies, in my opinion. So I hope you can take comfort in this picture best you can, just to see what it was like for them. And yes, it was very scary, but at the same time, there was a supernatural peace inside the homes of those who are his people. So that's that. I was supposed to be making a video with regards to the third temple, and I actually am doing that right now. It's just because it wasn't fully ready, and I had to, it's late, and then I was putting my kids to bed and everything, so I was like, I'll have to just finish it off tomorrow. So I'll try to do that, and yeah, I hope you guys are safe, and that you are just seeking the Lord really closely right now, because you have plenty of time probably to do so, unless you're in like the medical field or something. So yeah, that's all, and I hope that you are encouraged by the fact that the Lord's people are kept safe and the light is on in their home, and that he does love you, and that he sees you, and then he knows that, you know, you're afraid, and he is trying to comfort you. And we're all in the same position, but we have to trust God. We're going to have to. So anyway, I hope the next video will be out soon so that I can, you know, just keep in contact with you guys. And yeah, I will talk to you again soon. I hope you have a blessed day or evening. God bless, and shalom.